Am I live? Let me make sure I'm live right now. Let me see how I sound right now. No. Let me see how I sound right now. Alright, I sound alright. I think I'm live. I think everything good. Leave a comment down below if I'm live. I don't know if y'all can see me, bro. My shit is acting unusual. My shit is acting unusual. What's good, y'all, man? How y'all boys doing, bro? How y'all doing, man? What's good? We back. You know what I mean? State of play. August. What is it? August 6th? August 6th, man. We back, alright? Glizzy God, you already know. But how y'all boys doing today, man? Another state of play. Another month, another, round of PlayStation news. I don't know much about the state of play. I know that they said there's not going to be any updates on the PS5 as far as announced release dates or pricing. No updates from Sony first party studios, worldwide studios. But they are going to show certain PS5 games from third party / indie developers. They're going to have PS4, PSVR announcements from third party indie developers, alright? And apparently this state of play is 40 minutes long, man. 40 minutes long. So we should be in for a decent show, hopefully, right? I don't have any idea or inkling of what the fuck they're gonna show, but we gonna figure it out together, you know what I mean? We gonna see together. Also, I woke up to some news of Horizon Zero Dawn on PC being a bad port. And there's a video by Digital Foundry explaining why it's a bad port, right? I have not seen that video yet. So, after this state of play, we gonna check that video out. What y'all think about that? That sound good to y'all, man? Then we gonna get up out of here. What y'all think about that, man? Alright? Ah, shit. What did I want to say, man? I ain't streamed yesterday, man. I've been on that Fall Guys heavy, bro. That game is so fucking addictive, bro. It's actually messing with my life, though. I woke up. What I did yesterday, I watched the Grizzly game, right? By the way, Grizzly 0-4 in the bubble. Can't get a fucking win. Bro, got on Fall Guys at like 2 p.m., bro. Right? I didn't stop playing the game until fucking 4 a.m. that day, bro. From 2 p.m. to 4 a.m. I only took 2 breaks. I took a 2-hour break to watch Big Brother, because Big Brother came back. And I took a break to eat something real quick. Bro, that game, I was just playing this shit all fucking day, bro. I can't keep going like this. I got other games I need to play, man. I still ain't beat Ghost of Tsushima. When am I ever gonna play Ghost of Tsushima again, man? Shit's crazy. L for the terrorist, you already know the vibes, man. You already know the vibes. Can y'all hear me? Is the video too loud over my audio? Am I too loud over the video? I know it's only a little stupid ass sound they playing right now, but let me know something. What it sound like? Yes, you love Big Brother. I love Big Brother, man. Big Brother season 22, the second ever All-Star season, is lit. It's lit right now, bro. I ain't think they were gonna do it because of the COVID. They usually start in like June. They had to wait until all the way to fucking August. It's lit, alright? I'm still on Act 2 on Ghost. I'm still on Act 2 on Ghost. And I don't know when I'm gonna stream. I'll probably stream Ghost on... See, I got another game I want to stream tomorrow. If that game fire, I might just do a stream of that. But if that game like mid or I don't like it, I'm gonna switch to Ghost. But worst case scenario, I stream Ghost on Saturday. Cause I don't like playing that game on stream unless I got, a good 4 to 5 hours to really dedicate to it. You know what I mean? Slander about to start. Who getting slandered? Well, let me ask y'all a question, right? What's good, Devil May Pie? Let me ask y'all boys a question, right? Because I'm not too well versed on this state of play. I haven't really caught too much wind of what's going on in this here community, man. What do y'all expect or what do y'all know is getting shown in this state of play? I would like to know that. Or do y'all have any, theories about what might be shown? Because I don't fucking know, man. I'm in the first 30 minutes of Ghost. Alright, Black Ace, you got a good about 60 hours to go, my guy. I'm gonna let you know that right now. Near Replicant, probably Avengers. What's good, Pearly? Probably some more ports, very low expectations. You know what I need to see? I need Moon Studios to come out on the State of Play and be like, reporting Ori and the Blind Forest to PlayStation. That's probably the only thing that could surprise me. That's the only thing that would make me happy. I need that. You know what I mean? I see all these developers. They you know, you got MDHR. Their partnership with Microsoft is kind of fizzled out a little bit. Moon Studios, you know, they got Private Division publishing their next game. Their relationship kind of fizzling out a little bit. I mean, they put Cuphead and Ori on the Switch. They put Cuphead on the PS4. I need that Ori. Let me get Ori and the Blind Forest, and later, you know, Ori and the Will of the Wisp. Let me get that on PS4. That's what I need. All right, that's what I need. But they said no PS5 announcements as far as first-party studios dates, like the release date, the price, shit like that. But it is gonna be PS5 gameplay. They said either PS5 gameplay from games we haven't seen or the shit they showed at the last State of Play. I don't know. PlayStation gotta buy high res. High res, them fucking chuckleheads that made what the fuck is that game called? Rogue Company. I play Rogue Company a little bit, man. I'm mid at Rogue Company. I'm not complete trash, but I'm not that good. I'm real mid. Like, I could probably get like 15, 16 downs a game. If I'm really feeling it, I might get do 20, maybe. That's on a real good game, I might get 20. But I'm usually in like the mid-teens. Like, I think to be considered good at the game, you got to get like in the upper 20s, like downs per match type shit. I don't know. Fuck that game. Let's see what else going on. PS5 UI. That would be cool. That would be cool. Who is that? What's good? MGS Fox Gray Unit. What's good, my guy? Any Grizzlies or PlayStation Slant? I'm timing your ass out. Ooh. Bro, the Grizzlies, bro. Sports really be putting me in a state of depression. Fuck State of Play. I'm in a state of depression. Grizzlies 0-4 in the bubble out of 8 games. And the easier games was our first 4. And what's crazy is we can go 0-8, not win a single game in the bubble, and still be in the 8th seed. I can't make this shit up, people. But we ain't here to talk about sports. Luckily. Hopefully Demon Souls gameplay finally gets shown. At least Pelicans are losing too. See, that's the only reason the Grizzlies in a good spot, right? Everybody behind the Grizzlies, besides the Trailblazers, really, every other team is really losing. The Kings ain't won a game. Well, the Suns. The Suns winning. The Suns are like undefeated, but they was in like the fucking 12th, 13th seed, so they ain't going nowhere. They can win every single game and still be damn near fucked off. So it is what it is, man. Mavs are the team of the future. I ain't gonna go that far. They got DeLon Wright. I fuck with DeLon Wright, former Grizzly. Of course, they got that boy Luka. Well, let's talk about sports for a minute. Let's talk about last year's draft, right? I was having this discussion in the Discord. I feel out of the top 5 draft picks last year, DeAndre Ayton is the worst one. And he was the number 1 pick. Jaren Jackson Jr. is better. Luka Doncic, damn sure better. Luka is the best player out of last year's draft, okay? And then I would rather have I would have did Luka, Jaren, Trey, and then Marvin Bagley. And then DeAndre, I guess DeAndre Ayton would be 5. That's how I would have did it, bro. Man, but yeah, sports are very disappointing. I don't even want to talk about it, man. Speaking of sports, I'm hearing they may show some 2K footage, some new 2K footage, because a new 2K trailer came out. It was showing like the next 2K, what was it? I guess it's 2K21, the current gen version. I don't know. I wasn't too impressed. I liked the song they played on. It was some type of jiggy bullshit, but think we ready, dog. There go that sound. Oh, damn. We lit. This water's already open.
Hey everyone, I'm Lou Studdard, producer at Toys for Bob, and I'm here to talk to you about Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. Crash 4 is a direct sequel to Crash Bandicoot Warped. The devious villains, Neo-Cortex and Dr. Entropy, have finally escaped their interdimensional prison, leaving an evil scientist-sized hole in the universe. Now they've got their eyes set on not only simply conquering this dimension, but all dimensions. And it's up to Crash and Coco to save the day. Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time is the first totally new game in the Crash Bandicoot series in over a decade. So for us at Toys for Bob, we felt that it was important to reintroduce longtime fans, as well as new players, to this amazing franchise. First, we made sure to incorporate the classic tense, precise, and perspective-shifting platforming that we all fell in love with. And then, we wanted to introduce exciting new elements that we can't wait to show you today. Let's start with Insanity Beach. This is where Crash's adventure first started, and where we picked things up again in Crash 4. But there have definitely been changes since we first saw Insanity Beach all those years ago. And throughout Crash 4, you'll see those changes to our gameplay and even our art style. Our art teams wanted to take inspiration from not just the original games, but the animated cartoons that inspired those original games, all while also delivering bigger, more awe-inspiring dimensions to explore. Throughout Crash 4, you'll see wide-open new vistas, new character models, and lots of expressive animations. And with all of that also comes new additions to the platforming, like having the ability to wall run, rope swing, rail grind, and zip line as well. I heard this game got over 100 levels, yo. This new Crash? In the original trilogy, specifically Crash Warped, there were certain moments in the game where Crash would change outfits. Think Crash wearing a biker jacket when riding a motorcycle. That seemed like a natural area for us to expand upon. So we have loaded the game with tons of awesome skins that you can earn and wear throughout the game. These skins are totally cosmetic and a fun way to express yourself while playing the game. And just to be clear, there's no MTX here. Skins are earned by completing different challenges and earning gems within levels. Crash 4 also introduces the Quantum Masks, the powerful protectors of time and space. Crash and Coco will need their assistance throughout the game to tackle the crazy challenges that we're going to be throwing at the player. Whether it's Ika Ika, who gives you the ability to instantly flip your center of gravity at the press of a button, Kapunawa, who allows you to slow down the world around you, or Lonnie Lowly, who allows you to phase shift elements in and out of existence. Wow, nice. Bending the rules of reality and altering your environment with these new masks is a must. We also can't wait to talk to you about the fourth mask, Akano, but that's gonna have to wait for another day. What we can tell you today, though, is that Crash isn't the only character you get to take control of during this adventure. For starters, you can play the entire game as Coco. Any level that you can play as Crash, you can also play as Coco. It was also very important for us that she take a more prominent role in the story this time as well. But that's not all. We've got a few other characters that you'll get to control at key points in the adventure, so that they can provide their own fresh perspectives and new gameplay. Here you can see that you'll be taking control of Neo-Cortex. He's all about using his blaster to change an enemy in his path. In addition to playing as Cortex, we're excited to reveal that for the first time, you'll also get to tail slap your way through crates as Dingodile. I repeat, you get to play as Dingodile in Crash 4. And a lot has changed in the years since we last saw Dingodile. In fact, he hung up his old flamethrower rocket launcher combo when he decided to retire from a life of villainy and open a diner. Unfortunately for Dingo, fortunately for us, his adventure begins by witnessing the destruction of said beloved diner and getting sucked into another dimension. Finally, there's one more surprise I'm incredibly excited to show you today. The Crash Bandicoot series has always been about finding new and exciting ways to play through the game. In the past, it's been about taking on time trials or discovering all the hidden secrets. Well, for Crash 4, we wanted to bring something brand new to the table, so we teamed up with our friends at Beanox to create a brand new style of play for Crash 4 that we call Inverted Mode. It's our souped-up, bumpa-berry-fueled take on a mirror mode. Not only are perspective shifted, but now each of the dimensions are rendered in a new and unique art style that really changes the look and feel of the experience. One dimension could be asking you to traverse through a neon wasteland, while another tasks players with spinning paint all over the environment to see their path forward. We've even got one that feels like an old-timey movie, with the overcranked camera speed increasing the actual speed of gameplay as well.
This should look annoying as
Once
hell.
unlocked, players can replay all the game's levels with a totally new and dynamic look and feel. It's an incredibly fun feature that is going to give every player, especially the completionists out there, a reason to revisit each level again to see what new and exciting experiences in store for them.
That's gonna be irritating.
So that's some of the new stuff that we have in store for you in Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time.
Looks cool.
Experience the
looks cool.
space and time-bending
Hold on,
madness on October 2nd.
Let me make sure my shit charged before I fuck around. All right, we good. We good.
Today's State of Play is loaded with third-party updates for PS4 and PSVR.
What y'all think about that,
and
man?
some new PS5 gameplay too. We opened the show with an all-new look at Crash 4. It's About Time, coming to PlayStation 4 on October 2nd. Now let's keep the party going with the latest from IO Interactive.
I used to really fuck with Hitman, yo. I don't know what happened with me, bro. I need to get back on them old Hitmans, bro. Says a definite cop, okay. Look, I ain't never been a big fan of Crash.
Besides, this is your big day.
Oh shit, the
You should
PSVR, look at
mingle.
that.
Have fun.
Oh, don't worry about that. My art speaks
Oh, that might
for
be
itself.
fire.
Well, I have to go. I'll call you when I get back to New York.
Oh shit. I need to get a fucking VR headset. I'm trying to wait till they make a new one, bro. Hey, this might be the one. This might be it. Oh shit. That's a little dope announcement. PSVR support, you know what I mean? The fuck is this? Man said Naughty Bear 3. I used to want to play the game when I was younger, man. That shit was trash, though. This Elden Ring? Hold on. Oh, what's this? Seen a ring, got excited. Shit. Watercolor paint shit. What the fuck is this, man? This Braid? It looks like Braid a little bit. That is Braid. What the fuck? This a sequel? Oh, Anniversary Edition. Okay. I used to want to play this game back in the day too. I never got a chance to. Old buddy named Jonathan.
We are happy to announce Braid Anniversary Edition.
Jonathan Cooper, some shit
It's
like
the
that.
classic puzzle adventure where you manipulate time, hand repainted for modern high resolutions.
Many areas have been re-envisioned to make them more unique, and it's even more like a living painting with brushstrokes
This
animating
dude that
the
made
world.
Witness.
There are more than 9 pixels for each pixel in the original game. There are new animations for smoother motion,
Improved sound and music to enhance the mood, and many hours of developer commentary and interviews on subjects like puzzle design, programming, and visual art.
We plan to make it the most detailed commentary in any game ever. So if you want to learn how video games are made, Braid Anniversary Edition will be a really good resource.
We hope you'll enjoy the game when it comes out early next year.
That's a cool little announcement, man. I ain't never played it, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with that.
The Pathless is a mythic adventure set on a mystical island. Let's take a quick tour in this new footage captured from PS5.
PS5
Hi everyone, this is
gameplay?
Matt Nava
Okay.
from Giant Squid. I'm excited to share more with you today about our upcoming game, The Pathless.
I'm gonna bet this not gonna be visually impressive.
The Pathless is an open-world, mythic adventure game set in a vast forest. You play as the Hunter. The Hunter is a master of archery.
Fuck is this, man?
She can shoot talismans to fill her dash meter, which allows her to bound across the landscape. Fluid, dynamic movement is at the core of the Pathless. So the game's unique take on archery is all about timing, not aiming down sights. This design was critical to making it possible to shoot even while moving fast and performing acrobatic maneuvers. You instantly feel as skilled as the hunter herself.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. We'll not be playing this one. No, sir. I say play.
With help from the eagle, you can even fly. The bond between the hunter and the eagle is central in the Pathless.
I think I have seen this game before, though. Didn't they show this at, like, the Game Awards or something?
You can gain altitude while you glide by flapping.
What's the point of this game? I'm trying to figure out. Well, it's called Pathless. Maybe it ain't no fucking point.
Make sure you pet the eagle to keep it clean and in good flying condition.
I have seen this before. I think they showed this at the Game Awards one year.
You'll find secrets all over the island, if you know where to look. Collecting crystals will let you upgrade the eagle's ability to flap. You'll also discover larger puzzles to solve in ancient structures.
This looks kind of cool. Y'all think so? I don't know, man. This reminded me of like an Endless Runner. I don't really fuck with them games. So it's just like a, I don't know. Maybe got some puzzle solving elements though. I don't know.
The Pathless is all about finding your own way forward. So unlike most open world games, there's no map. Instead, the hunter can use her mask to peer into the spirit world and discover distant landmarks. It even shows you where you've been. Getting to higher vantage points will let you see further with spirit vision.
Listen mode.
Giant cursed spirits, the source of the darkness, will pose a constant threat to you on your quest. They will try to separate you from the eagle. Stay still in the light to avoid
I
detection.
Concrete Genie. I might like this. Maybe. This do kind of remind me of something I would like give a shot, but I don't like the core gameplay though. I don't know. Maybe I gotta see more of it, man.
You won't be able to take on the cursed spirits until you've returned light to the obelisks.
PS Plus fodder. Maybe.
When the obelisks are restored, the cursed spirits will be vulnerable. Chase them down through the forest
See,
to
this
corner
shit
them
right here?
in a dramatic final battle.
I don't like this shit right here. This is probably what I wouldn't want to play. Oh, this from Apple Arcade? Oh, okay. The game already out there, huh? Really doing a deep dive on this joint, ain't it? What's going on?
Hunter and Eagle will have to defeat the cursed spirits to bring light back to the world.
It don't look like a bad game. It's just...
I hope you've enjoyed this overview of the Pathless. We've only scratched the surface. There's so much more to explore and discover. The Pathless is coming out later this year. Thanks for watching.
Something about this game look like it. You know, it looked easy to play, but I could tell it's gonna be certain mechanics in this game that's gonna make it very annoying. I could just tell. Like they cleanse the spirit shit before you can fight the monster. I bet that shit gonna be very annoying, bro. I haven't played games like that before. We'll see. We'll keep that one on the radar.
Next up, let's see what's in store for Spelunky 2.
Hi, my name is Derek Yu, and I'm the creator of Spelunky. For Spelunky 2, I wanted to make sure we made something that got old fans excited and also brought in new players. It was important we didn't change the things that made Spelunky such a unique experience in the first place. So many people became fans of the game through their friends and family, and even strangers on the internet. That's one reason why we're adding online multiplayer, so that more people can play the game together. And I also wanted to include that feeling of community into Spelunky 2 itself to make sure that the game felt welcoming even though it's difficult.
Man.
In Spelunky 2, when you do runs and discover new characters, you'll also be building an in-game community and family.
Spelunky hard
I designed
shit.
the world of Spelunky 2 to feel much more rich and dynamic than Spelunky 1. It's going to feel a lot more full. Players will be able to explore and interact with it in lots of new ways. For example, you'll be able to ride turkeys and find hidden passageways. And you'll have to choose between branching paths as you make your way deeper into the caves. As a result, the stories players create will have much more texture to them. Even after many, many hours of playing, I still have interesting runs that don't even go past the first area. In Spelunky 1, runs often centered around the shops and how you chose to interact with them. So in Spelunky 2, we've expanded the shopping experience and made them more nuanced and exciting. And also added new characters that can help you or hinder you. Given how amazing the Spelunky community is, it's hard to say how long it will take to find the deepest secrets. But I think the great thing about Spelunky is that the deepest secrets are the ones that even I don't know about. And there are lots of new things to play with that I hope players can use to push past the boundaries of what we, as the developers, know about the game. I have two types of favorite stories from Spelunky fans. First are when people are genuinely surprised by something that happened in the game. And second, the ones where people shared a fun experience with friends and family in multiplayer. These are the stories I wanted to expand upon in Spelunky 2. They're really what guided my design choices. After releasing Spelunky, I knew there was a lot more that could be done with the concept and the world. Knowing that possibility was out there is what's been exciting for me and the rest of the team. In a lot of ways, when Spelunky 2 comes out, I want players to experience what we experienced making it. That feeling that there's something special there waiting for you to discover it. A big thanks to the fans who've waited patiently for us to finish Spelunky 2. It's been a long journey, but I think it's gonna be worth it. Thanks.
I got Spelunky 1, bro. That game is difficult as fuck, dog. It's a very high, like, you got to be skillful to play this shit. I'm just letting y'all know that right now. And I bought it because Destructoid, right? Every morning Destructoid used to do Spelunky runs and shit, and they was good at the game. So I just love watching the videos, so I end up buying it.
We've got a bunch of new PS4 updates to share with you, starting with a closer look at Genshin Impact.
Hey, there's something strange over there.
Weeb shit.
Come on, let's take a look.
I know y'all fucking with this. There's some weeb shit right here. Take that Breath of the Wild. What the fuck is this? Hey, the graphics kind of fire though. The graphics kind of fire. Okay.
I deal in death. If you cannot bring yourself to kill, speak my name.
What is this disturbance to which I awaken?
Huh? Think you can get away?
Tourniquets?
Time for takeoff!
Okay, that ain't look that bad. I don't know what's that based off of though. I don't know about the source material. I probably wouldn't play it.
I claim your mind for the Void Armada. Gods have squealed for my mercies. Who are you to stand in the way of my vengeance? This ambition of yours, what a waste of stardust. Go all out or go home.
Yeah, is this an RPG or is this a fucking, what is this? A fighting game? RPG? What is it? Hey, the visuals are crazy in this game.
You should have remained dead.
That look kinda alright. I don't know what the fuck going on, but that look okay. I thought there was a free effect at first. Oh, frame rate so fucked up when she moves. Looking like a Switch game at this moment. I hate how far back the camera is, yo. I fucking hate that. I wish the camera was closer. I'd probably play some shit like this. Okay, I don't know what the fuck that's based off.
It's time to talk bug snacks. Let's check out some gameplay footage captured from PS5.
If I get copyright
My
claimed again for this
invitation is
fucking
open.
song, dog.
Come join me on the island.
No!
Wow, that's your new lead? Another monster hunt? Elizabeth Megafig is a 2-bit con artist! Don't tell me you actually believe this half-baked nonsense! I swear, if you chase this bug snack story, you're out of a job!
What?
You're the journalist. Lisbeth said you'd be coming. There's a bug snack right over there. Do me a favor and take my snack trap.
Stranger, I could use your help. This bunger goes wild for ketchup. Use it to lead the bunger over yonder.
I want you to use that journalistic instinct to find out what my favorite bug snack is.
What the fuck is this game?
And feed it to me, Obs.
How's my little sprout doing? He misses Papa? Oh, of course he does. Well, I have a few prototype traps that I could put to use.
So this is like redneck fucking animals.
You're pretty good at stuff, and nobody hates you yet. You can catch bug snacks and bring everybody back to Snacksburg.
Can you help me find a tater tot?
Say you do find these bug snacks and make it back alive. You just might keep your job. Now get going and try not to fall off a cliff.
Apparently this is a multi-plat. I don't even know. I don't know. They got it.
There's a lot more in store. Let's start with an update on an eagerly awaited PlayStation VR game.
I don't know Star Wars.
You must stop Vida.
I don't understand why you never mentioned that you had the Force.
I don't fuck with Star Wars, so I ain't even peeping for no shit like that.
Whatever you do, stay in the light.
Oh, this control. It's my shit right here. I got the season pass of this game. I haven't played it yet. Yeah. Y'all ain't gonna act like Control wasn't a good game, bro. And I'm trying to wait for the PS5 version so I can play the DLC. It's getting upgraded, right? I don't think Alan Wake was better than Control. I used to Alan Wake DLC. What the fuck is this? Is it over with? Man, keep that bullshit on the PC. That look like some... Man, listen. Stop! Ooh, that's kind of fire right there, already. All these games with these mouse pointer inputs. I don't like this shit, man. It's some PC shit, dog. Oh, the pedestrian. I ain't never even heard of that. I think this is an old game, I think.
Now let's take a look at 2 new games headed to PS5.
We are the forest shadows. Ghosts, running silently between the straight, cold lines of a corrupt state.
Quieten down, don't shed a tear.
They count, ration, manipulate.
There's a wolf in the night and he's talking to me.
They've taken everything from those they claim to protect.
When the stakes ravage and
Authority and steel will not stop us. We aren't an invading army. We are wraiths. We bypass defenses and strike at the heart.
Jesus! Oh, this is Assassin's Creed type fuckery.
We take back what was stolen.
Damn.
And the people call us heroes.
From the dead all night.
This shit look kinda mid, I ain't gonna lie.
To others, we are rivals.
It's Elden Ring.
We are all outlaws. But some of us will become legends.
When hurts both flies.
That didn't really do nothing for me, yo. I'm gonna be honest with y'all boys, man. What the fuck? Tim! Man, throw the whole goddamn state of play away, man. What the fuck, man? Come on, dog! I don't give a fuck about this shit, man. Fuck ass Pokemon, man. This that big game BG Cap 4 didn't even beat it, I don't think. Play this dog shit.
Before we wrap up, let's take a tour of Godfall. We've got new PS5 gameplay for this melee-focused action epic launching this holiday.
Oh, I could be asleep right now. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. What the fuck, man? Godfall. This shit better look heat. This shit better look heat.
My name is Keith Lee, and I am the game director for Godfall.
My name is
On
Keith
behalf
Lee.
of Counterplay Games,
I'm the gameplay
we are
director of
very
Godfall.
excited to share gameplay with you today and to offer you a glimpse into the mystical world of Godfall. Today, you'll be seeing extensive gameplay captured on a PlayStation 5 development kit. Please keep in mind that the game is still a work in progress, and some things may change from the final product as we continue to learn and harness the power of Sony's next-generation console. Please enjoy.
Check out the newest gameplay of Godfall. I hope you guys like it.
So let's jump right into what Godfall is. Godfall is a looter slasher that features intense action, satisfying moment-to-moment combat, and robust loot progression systems. You can enjoy the game at your own pace, playing alone, or through online co-op with up to 2 additional teammates. Godfall is set in a brand new high fantasy universe filled with heroic knights, arcane magic, and forbidden realms. The world is split up into the elemental realms of earth, water, air, and fire. Godfall is a complete package. All loot and gear in the game are acquired or unlocked through gameplay. There are no microtransactions, no waiting for content. It's all in the game on day one. As you adventure, you'll get to tear through enemies to challenge a mad god who awaits you at the top. You play a Valorian knight, a godlike warrior able to equip valor plates, legendary armor sets that transform you into an unstoppable master of melee combat. Throughout your journey, you'll find ancient valor plates lost in time, each with their own characteristics and long history. Now let's talk about gameplay in Godfall. First, our team wanted to do something different. We wanted to combine action RPG loot progression with third-person melee combat to create what we think is a looter slasher. Our game is therefore one part gear-driven and one part player skill-driven. In other words, not only do we want you to find exquisite weapons with powerful loot traits, but we also want you to have that feeling of accomplishment for mastering the wide set of combat mechanics available to you in Godfall. From a combat philosophy perspective, the melee combat in Godfall is intended to be fluid, dynamic, and interactive, embracing offense over defense. More often than not, you'll be facing multiple enemies at the same time. As a result, you should always be moving and closing the gap on enemies. Also, you dominate the combat space, not the enemies, and the game rewards you for being aggressive. Now that you're familiar with the combat philosophy, let's dig into the weapons themselves. In Godfall, there are 5 weapon classes: the longsword, the dual blades,
what is this, Monster Hunter?
the polearm, the two-handed warhammer, and the two-handed greatsword. Each weapon class has their own unique movesets and playstyles, ranging from fast combos to more strategic, deliberate play. As you defeat enemies in your adventures, you will acquire numerous weapons for each weapon category, each weapon with their own primary and secondary traits. At a later date, we will delve into the weapon classes and how to modify them in greater detail. For now, we'll go over the dual blades and the longsword weapon classes. The dual blades are the fastest weapon class in Godfall, embodying speed, fluidity, and mobility. The dual blades are exceptional against soft, unarmored targets or single targets. You can perform a combo by executing 4 consecutive light attacks. The dual blades heavy attack is a spinning blade cyclone. The blade cyclone can also be used as a finisher at the end of your light attack combo. So what are the signature moves for the dual blades? As you build up charge, you can also activate Inner Focus, which is unique to the dual blades, which inflicts massive damage in a short period of time. There's also Mortal Coil, where you can throw your blade into an enemy, pulling the enemy towards you like pulling a cable. Now let's switch to the longsword weapon class. Longswords are balanced weapons, embodying crisp damage and simple cooldowns without needing a lot of elaborate combo setups. Similar to dual blades, longswords have their own 4-hit light attack combo. Then there's the heavy attack finisher, which can be used at the end of your light attack combo. There are 3 signature moves for the longsword class. There's Spectral Flurry, which cannot be interrupted and deals high damage to multiple nearby targets. Then there's Spiral Technique, which eviscerates all enemies in a straight fixed path. Notice there's a white flash after a longsword swing called a timing attack. If you press the shield button exactly at the same time, you'll perform a devastating shield uppercut with your longsword. The shield is a core part of Godfall. It's available to you throughout the entire game. You can always block incoming attacks with your shield. If you press the shield button at the right time, you can also parry an attack. You can perform a light attack after a last-second shield block to counterattack with a powerful shield strike. The shield is great not just for defense, but also offense. You can aim and throw your shield, which will hit multiple nearby targets. If you tap the shield button just as you catch your shield, you can perform a powerful wave attack.
Man, just go play God of War 2018.
You can double tap the shield button to petrify enemies.
Go play God of War
course,
Saints and God of War
you can
2018.
perform an R3 ground finisher on enemies that were knocked down to the ground.
Lord. At least the game got good graphics. How about that? At least the game got good graphics. shit look. I don't know, man. It looks boring, you know. Like.
We hope you enjoyed our first walkthrough video of Godfall running on the PlayStation 5. We also want to thank all the fans for their endless support since our initial reveal back in December. We have a few more surprises coming down the road, such as details on loot and progression, and are eager to share more with you on our way to launch this holiday season. We hope that you will join our Godfall community on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Thank you.
God damn it. Alright, well. I think that was it. Shout out to Godfall, man.
That's a wrap. We hope you enjoyed this peek into the future of PlayStation. See you next time.
PlayStation.
Okay, well, all right. What y'all think about that, man? WRL, State of Play, August 6, 2020. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all how I feel, right? First of all, they did this. I understand why they did this. They did this to bolster their relationship with third-party developers, indie developers. They letting indie developers know. See, this is the part of this I like, right? I want PlayStation to acknowledge indie developers like they used to. I want them to show indie developers love like they used to. Get them a platform to showcase their products, okay? Have no issue with that. I like that about this, right? Improve your third-party relationship because it seemed like your third-party relationship has been dwindling recently. So, you know what I mean? You start seeing games on Switch, PC, Xbox, no PlayStation version, right? It shouldn't be like that. It should never be like that. You the leader, right? You should always get every game that fucking comes out. So, that's the good part, right? I saw some games that piqued my interest, man. I don't really know too much about them. You know, any game that interests me, I kept saying, like, it seemed like a lot of these games is like based off shit though, but I don't even know if that's true or not. Like the what was it, Aeon Must Die, and the joint with the little chick running around like she was like, you know, all this shit seemed like it was like based off other shit, that anime looking game. So I don't even know. They was like interesting looking, but I don't even know, like, should I do some research before I even look into the, I might do research on them games, right? So those look cool. Control DLC, definitely enjoy Control, the Alan Wake joint. So, you know, I'm looking forward to that. The problem with this, right? And they emphasize this is going to be about PS4, PSVR, and some PS5 announcements, right? This is my issue with the state of play, okay? If you was on the fence about the PS5 or hopping in the next generation at launch, they definitely didn't do anything to move the needle, bro. Like, it was nothing. None of that PS5 footage was impressive. None of it looked graphically impressive. None of that shit don't look like it couldn't have been done on a PS4, bro. If you show me Godfall says the PS4 version, I'm like, oh yeah, I believe that. You know what I mean? Any of them games you showed me on PS5, you would say this is running on PS4. I'd be like, yeah, I can see that. You know what I mean? Bug Snacks look like a goddamn, yeah, they all just like PS4 games. Nothing was impressive. The frame rate wasn't, you know, hitting on nothing to where I'm like, damn, that shit moving smooth as hell. If anything, the PS5 games was like, you know what I mean? Like, all that shit was like, I don't know, man. They got it though. They got it. I didn't have high expectations is the thing, right? I didn't have high expectations, but I didn't have any expectations at all. Like I said, I saw games that intrigued me, but if I'm I'm getting PS5, right? I already know. But if I was a person like I'm trying to see what they got cooking. And this is another thing, right? The timing of this is bad. You cannot come off of the future of game and showcase and then show this. You just can't. You got all the momentum in the world, bro. You got to keep the momentum going. This is some shit you show. You know what I mean? I want to do a state of play on this, me personally, right? Or maybe they feel like they got the leeway to do that. You just got to keep your user base. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't know. But then again, the internet say, you know, it's anti-consumer to stop supporting your product. So I guess them showing PS4 shit is what people wanted, right? Right? I don't know. It wasn't a bad showcase of games. I seen some shit that was intriguing. I wouldn't. I mean, if somebody missed this, they'd be like, "Oh, should I go back and watch it?" No, not really. You ain't really missed too much. You know what I mean? What's the price? They wasn't talking about price and release dates. Horizon PC port looking spooky. Okay, before I get out of here, right? There is a video on Digital Foundry that I wanted to look at, man, before I got out of here, bro. Apparently they did a video on I hope I don't get flagged for looking at their content. I don't know if they be flagging, but alright. So Digital Foundry did a video on Horizon on PC, right? So before we even watch this, right? Let me ask y'all in the comment section, what did you think of the state of play? What did y'all think? Was it jiggy? No, yeah, maybe so. Let me know something, man. What y'all feeling on that? I say it was cool. It was cool. It could have been better. It could have been worse. You know what I mean? Mid. I get like a, you know what I mean? I don't even rate shit, so I ain't got no rating for it. I don't like rating shit. Trash, super L. Trash, hell no, mid, meh, not jiggy, garbage. It was decent, okay. Less than jiggy, trash. State of paralysis, it was trash. Midi, 7 out of 1, huh? Hold on, C-Ray, I don't think you know how rating systems work. You said 7 out of 1. The fuck that mean? You might have been 7 out of 10. Hot doo-doo butter, damn! Still better than Xbox? Well, that was a foregone conclusion. Very mid. I say it was mid, man. It was mid. I think it was mid. Alright, so let's check out this video, because I have not yet seen this video. I don't know why they are saying Horizon Zero Dawn on PC is an amazing game, which is true. They got a disappointing port. I want to watch this whole video. Hopefully I don't get flagged for this. This is fair use. I'm providing commentary. This is a reaction. All right, Digital Foundry, fall back. All right. I seen King Thrash roasted Digital Foundry, had old buddy damn near in tears on Twitter. So don't even try me. All right. King Thrash a nice guy. I'm not. I need to turn shit down a little bit.
Zero Dawn has arrived.
Can y'all hear
on
this,
PC,
bro?
and there's quite a lot to talk about. The game is finally unleashed from 30 FPS on consoles and can now also run at higher settings. But as we'll come to see in this video, not everything is actually so great here with this version, and there are a number of problems. When making a video for Digital Foundry PC analyses, I look to go through a game and describe my technical impressions with the individual cost of settings, performance analysis of CPUs and GPUs, and comparing to the console version to show what the PC version can do.
Damn, what's the difference?
I also try and give the developers the benefit of the doubt and show the things the game does well. I try to make the game look the best as it can, as we're in a visual medium here. That is why I demonstrate the video content at the highest settings possible, at the highest resolution possible, and as close to a flawless 60 FPS as possible. The thing is, for Horizon Zero Dawn, that is not always really possible to do, and sometimes the reasons why that is so are very unexpected. But before I get to the game's performance oddities, let's start where I always start, in the game settings menu. In Horizon Zero Dawn, though, you will have to wait to get there. Like a number of DirectX 12 or Vulkan titles, this game will compile shaders the first time it starts on your GPU. I had to do this process twice the first time I started the game, and my colleague Richard Ledbetter had to do it multiple times as he experienced crashes during the shader compilation process. But when I did finally get into the game, I noticed something wasn't right with the resolution. The game had auto-detected my 4K television monitor, of course, but I noticed that everything looked soft and low resolution even though it was in 4K. Text included, and even the River Tuner statistics server was low resolution looking. A quick check allowed me to see that the game was actually running at 4K, but being downscaled to 1080p and then being upscaled again to 4K. While this is happening, the game cannot tear as well. Rather, it seems to have triple buffered VSync enabled. This happens every single time I start the game when I launch the game with the...
Oh no, I ain't turning my notifications off. Well, I might well let that rock. What did it say? I might well let that rock. What did it say?
So Excited has just donated $5 Canadian through Super Chat.
I'm about to mute the notifications.
I beat Horizon 4 times and the DLC twice. But me personally, I can't go back to game just for higher frames and slightly better visuals.
That's fair. That's fair. Hold on, let me mute these notifications. My bad, y'all. That's fair. You know what I mean? I can respect that.
The full screen option enabled. This happens even with 100% scaling set in Windows. To solve this issue, I had to either use borderless windowed mode, which has issues of its own as I'll talk about later, or I have to switch
PC
to borderless windowed mode and then back to full screen mode for tearing to be enabled again and for resolution to work as intended. I have to do this every single time I start the game, mind you. But beyond this oddity, the graphical settings themselves are nice. They are numerous and detailed and offer you a preview image of what they should do and even an in-game benchmark with a performance report at the end. In my experience, this benchmark is good for getting a core sense of your in-game performance, but it's not exactly representative. One of the best parts of the menu beyond the benchmark is that it gives you a good idea of the original console graphics with the original setting here, which is essentially medium. This was very easy to confirm just at the beginning of the game itself by comparing the various presets next to the PS4 Pro version. Going between high, ultra, and original, it's easy to see how the shadow resolution for near cascades is the same as original as found on PS4 Pro. You can see that the geometry quality settings are the same by gauging how the bushes render into the distance, which are indeed the same as original. Clouds on the original setting also have the same artifacts as those found in the PS4 Pro version.
Uh-oh. Did they fuck up though?
The SSR on PS4 Pro has the same reduced internal resolution as the original settings, and so on and so forth. The one aspect of the visuals that I could not line up with on the PC original settings was the way ground geometry looked, which actually does not match any of the settings in the game at all, where the PS4 Pro just kind of produces different looking terrain. So perhaps there's something custom here or it's an art oversight. Beyond that though, original is where it's at. So it is good to start at original and tweak up from there, as you always have the knowledge that you're not going to miss out on anything that was already in the console version. With regards to the settings themselves, a few have intense impacts on performance, but not many have a similarly great impact on the game's visuals. The game scales higher than the console visuals for sure, but it's not always in very meaningful ways. Let's first start with one of the more expensive option settings of reflections. This setting controls the resolution of screen space reflections in the game, with the high settings being full resolution and medium and low reducing the resolution of reflections below that. There's not actually a great practical difference in most of the game's visuals here when you change the setting, as the game takes place in nature with a lot of dull materials, and the highest settings really only impact the resolution of SSR, so it does not fix other problems with it, it just makes them sharper. Going from high to medium can improve performance by 15% and high to low by 17%. Here I recommend the console medium setting for optimized settings. One of the next more expensive options is found in the cloud quality setting, which is...
Hold on. Right. So, pretty much so far what he said is, if you want this game to run optimum, how do you say, at optimum performance, right, on PC, you should run it at medium settings, which he's saying is pretty much the same shit as if you was to play it on the PS4, right? But I could have swore, right? I could have swore the reason games would come to PC was to run better than console. Yeah, you know I mean, maybe I'm tripping. Yeah, you know I mean, I thought it was just gonna have better overall performance, of course, with the better visuals. Because when you talk about gaming on a console, they always say you either got to sacrifice visuals or you got to sacrifice performance, right? Why not get on PC? Why not both? PC got both, right? But why is this man here, this intelligent man here, telling me, you know what I mean? Probably a handsome guy, too. I don't even know the motherfucker. Probably a handsome guy. Why is this guy telling me, very studious, too. Shout out to this dude. Why is this man telling me that I have to sacrifice visuals for performance? What is going on, PC gamers? I need answers. But let's continue. I digress.
Just the resolution of the game's volumetric clouds above those found on console. Medium has more obvious lower resolution features on the clouds if you look, and a chunkier look or aliased look and movement for some smaller features at times. If you go up to Ultra, the clouds fill out more, have less aliasing, and more detail. Ultra is expensive though. Going from Ultra to High will improve performance by a rather large 26%. And going from Ultra to Medium will improve performance by 30%. Here I recommend High, as it will eliminate some of the blockier elements you might see on Medium, but it does not cost too much more. But if you are desperate for frames, Medium was fine enough for PS4, so it should be fine enough for those looking for more performance.
Whoa. Rewind that. Hey, what's the dude name? I think his name Alex or some shit. I don't even know my man name. Hold on, run that back. What you say?
On Medium, but it does not cost too much more. But if you are desperate for frames, Medium was fine enough for PS4, so it should be fine enough for those looking for more performance.
What? So wait a minute. Mr. Man, you mean to tell me that... You know what? Don't even worry about it.
After this, your next bang for your buck setting is the model quality setting, which does two things. Firstly, it increases the distance at which certain patches of grass or objects render into the distance, so it reduces pop-in. Then it will also increase the distance at which higher quality of versions of models are rendered, so trees into the distance will look less like cardboard cutouts in 2D and show off more individual branches and leaves. Though it must be said this could potentially increase aliasing in the game, so it's not just a straight advantage necessarily. In the end here, the cost is not too great though. High and Ultra have minimal differences in cost in this view, while Medium and Low run about 6 to 7% better respectively. Here for my optimized settings, I actually do recommend the Ultra settings for a majority of PCs out there, as this is one of those games with a lot of further views in it, and it will help make the game look better in motion with less pop-in. After this, the settings become less visually impactful or perhaps do not work like they should. Take shadows for example. This setting merely increases the resolution of the shadow map cascade closest to the camera, and that's really about it. It does not adjust the range at which the shadow map cascades change, which is still very close to the camera, nor does it increase the range at which shadows draw into the distance. So Ultra just has slightly crisper shadows up close than Medium. So this helps a bit with self-shadowing, but not dramatically. Here I recommend the high shadows for optimized settings, as you can save up to 5% over Ultra in scenes like this one, and the game will have slightly better self-shadowing than Medium. But if you are more performance conscious than even my optimized settings, Medium does not look bad exactly, and even Low doesn't look too terrible. The next setting, which is rather subtle, is the texture setting. Going from Ultra to Original appears to adjust the negative LOD bias, which means textures use their higher resolution bitmap versions further into the distance. The low setting below this then seems to swap out most textures for lower resolutions. So Ultra to Original will look rather similar in the foreground, and they will all use the same amount of VRAM and have the same performance in my tests. Low though uses about 1.5 gigabytes less VRAM on average and has a small nearly 2% increase in performance. Here I think optimized settings depends very much so on your personal preference. Basically, how sharp do you like your textures into the distance, like foliage? If I had to choose, I would say the original setting is just fine as is here.
You can't make this shit up. You cannot make this type of shit up, people. What's crazy, right? What's crazy is that when you play this game on your PS5, you will probably be able to get similar frame rates, right? So that negates everything, and actually the PS5 will be the optimal place to play this, because apparently the PC just can't run it. Why are you recommending me PS4 Pro settings on a goddamn $2,000 computer? Why? This laptop I'm on, right? Mid-tier gaming laptop. Still costs over $1,000, right? PS4 Pro is what, 400? You do the math, people. Let's continue.
Speaking of textures, the texture filtering option in-game does not seem to work on plainly visible textures like you see here. Here I saw no difference in anisotropic filtering levels between the settings, with Ultra having obvious low texture filtering. So here I recommend forcing it in your driver control panel to 16x. For anti-aliasing, we're seeing the same situation as I saw in Death Stranding, with me recommending here to use the game's TAA. It has similar issues like ghosting as we found in Death Stranding, but this is a modern game engine where anything other than TAA is going to be very jaggy as soon as the screen moves. Motion blur has scarcely a measurable difference in performance in most scenes, and ambient occlusion works in a way that I'm not fond of. Going from the original medium value to ultra makes the SSAO effect more transparent and weaker. It may be more...
What? Hold on. Now we getting into the... Wait. So, improving the ambient occlusion to ultra makes it look worse than the PS4 version. I can't make this shit up, people. What the fuck going on, man? Anywho, downgrade. That was all right. Continue.
Accurate by some unknown technical way, but the game's indirect lighting intensity was not designed around such a weak ambient darkening. So on Ultra, objects and character models in shadow glow a lot more. I don't like the way it looks. And if you do stay
wait a minute, so they glowing. They glowing like the fucking, what's that? Last Dragon. You've got the power of the glow. Do I even need to watch anymore, man? What the fuck going on, man? Anyway, let's continue.
Which I recommend for my optimized settings, you save 3% more performance over Ultra and High. If you are looking to utilize the game's dynamic resolution scaling setting, I really do not recommend it in this case, as it is overzealous to the extreme and coarse in its application. Check out this scene here. I'm running the game at Ultra settings at 4K, and in this scene I am but a tiny bit under 60 FPS, and my GPU is at full utilization basically. If I turn on dynamic resolution scaling, the GPU utilization plummets, but the frame rate goes up to 60. If you count the resolution though, it's actually running the game here at 1080p. So this isn't very useful and runs counterintuitive to the way dynamic resolution scaling tends to work in other games. So my optimized settings in the end are just tiny nudges above the default original PlayStation 4 settings with added in anisotropic.
What'd you say? Hey, what my man just say? Hold on, let me run it back. Cause we got to take all this in, right? We got to enjoy it. We got to savor this, okay? Hold on. Let me just run it back a little bit, man. Just a tiny smidge, okay? Just a tiny smidgen of what the fuck this man just said.
So my optimized settings in the end are just tiny nudges above the default original PlayStation 4 settings with added in anisotropic filtering and avoiding the dynamic resolution scaling. And really, if you wanted, you could just run this game at the original settings and it will look fine.
What? This is my problem, right? Why did you release this if it runs just like the PS4 version? Now, you might have had an argument with me, right? Jetmoo, they released it so we could get 120 frames per second and a better field of view, and it sounds like to me, right? Let me quote Alex. What Alex always said, see, Jack, it sounds like to me. He always said, it sounds like to me. So it sounds like to me that y'all are playing the GIMP PC port. This really like the PS4 version. To play Horizon at its optimal performance, you have to play with the PS4 Pro settings. Like it or not. You spent all this fucking money on a PC, a gaming capable PC. You probably got a 2080 Ti, 9900K or whatever the fuck. Y'all taking the L, man. And you got to pay full price. This bitch $10 on PS4 right now. You could have bought a PS4 Pro and Horizon for $410. You own a goddamn $2,000 gaming PC playing fucking Grounded, a GIMP port of Horizon, Sea of Thieves, and your dick. Yeah, I can't make this shit up, people. Let's continue.
The Ultra settings are nice in this game and appreciated, but they do not offer meaningful returns in visuals, and I think you're better off spending that performance on resolution and frame rate in this game. And now that we have optimized settings out of the way, let's get over to performance and why I had such a hard time getting this game to run correctly. The first problem that was noticeable in this game on the massive RTX 2080 Ti and Ryzen 3900X machine is that the game can have stutters in excess of 40 milliseconds, 70 milliseconds, or 100 milliseconds.
What? Hold on. So you got a 2080 Ti right now. Correct me if I'm wrong. That is the best current GPU on the market, right? And it can't even run Horizon Zero Dawn. Is PlayStation exclusives too powerful for the PC? Is this what I'm figuring out right now? And hold on, let me just say this before we replay the video, right? One of the reasons I don't like this type shit, because I always say I believe games that are developed for a closed box system are more optimized and they play better. This is a shining example. Even if this get patched, this is a shining example of what the fuck I'm talking about, right? This game was specifically developed to run on a PlayStation system, okay? That's why it has so many issues. It was not meant to run on no fucking PC. And that's why a lot of PC games are not really graphically impressive, because they have to make them. You can have a fucking integrated graphics card, right? Or a fucking 2080. So the scale is so big on PC when it comes to developing games. That's why you see a lot of PC games that look like dog shit. If we just being brutally honest, right? And that's why PlayStation games tend to look so beautiful graphically, even though they 30 frames, is because they was specifically, you know, you can't have too many different variations on the PlayStation system. You see what I'm saying? So the scaling, it's all about scaling. That's why Xbox games look so poor, right? They have more systems to scale for. Scale bound. They got canceled. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on.
This can happen as cutscenes start or end, or when a camera changes position in a cutscene, or when a UI element for a quest is updated.
Look at that drop. You see that little dip right there?
Or just when you're walking around the world not doing anything special in particular. This will happen reproducibly across different graphics cards and different CPUs at different resolutions. This impacts the fluidity of the game and actually, in direct comparison, makes the game look less visually stable at times than the PlayStation 4 Pro version, which does not suffer from the stuttering issue.
Hey yo, my man, what? Oh my god, what? Yo. What the fuck? Now, I heard it was bad, right? But when you got a $400 console outperforming a $1,000 plus PC, it's an issue out in these gaming streets. Am I lying? Am I lying? Can I talk to y'all for a minute, bro? This is a one-to-one with Jack Move. Can we have a heart-to-heart right now? PC gamers, I hate you motherfuckers. And apparently, PlayStation games hate you as well, because they can't even run on your system, man. They can't even run on your system properly, man. Let's run that back. What you just say? What? This dude's name is Alex, right? And ironically, his name is Alex, right? Oh no, it's Alex. All right, let's run this back.
Walking around the world not doing anything special in particular. This will happen reproducibly across different graphics cards and different CPUs at different resolutions. This impacts the fluidity of the game and actually, in direct comparison, makes the game look less visually stable at times than the PlayStation 4 Pro version, which does not suffer from these stuttering issues. Then there's the problem I noticed on my two test PCs regarding VSync performance. For this video, I'm trying to show the game locked at 60 FPS because it looks great that way, and that's how you will want to see the game running on YouTube.
Absolutely.
The problem is, by utilizing VSync, there will be sequences in this game where I would see the frame time drop to 33 milliseconds or 40 milliseconds periodically once every 300 frames. Like, check out this area here on the RX 5700 targeting 60 FPS at 1440p. Every 300 frames, the game just hiccups and drops to either 33 milliseconds or 40 milliseconds. This plagues multiple passages of the opening area of the game here on this GPU, and I also saw it happening on the RTX 2080 Ti machine with VSync on. This is happening although the GPU is not being saturated. On top of this problem, I also discovered something very strange happening, which had me questioning my sanity for a couple of days, but it was very specific to my Ryzen 3900X machine. At times in the game, I would notice my GPU was not giving me the performance scaling I expected. Like, check out this scene here. Here I'm running the game at console settings at 4K resolution on the RTX 2080 Ti and Ryzen 3900X. The frame rate is just about 40 FPS, but if you look, you can see that Rivet Tuner statistics server reports GPU utilization in the upper 70s and lower 80s. This means the GPU is not being fully utilized at all. In general, if you're not limited by frame rate limiters or VSync, you're being bottlenecked by some other system component other than the GPU, and it's probably your CPU. This is an absurd thought though here, as the game runs at 30 FPS on the PS4, and a quick test showed that the CPU was not limiting the performance here. Here, if I lowered my resolution down to 90% of 4K, 80% of 4K, and 70% of 4K, I could see the frame rate going up. So it was GPU bound in some strange way that I had never experienced before. Even at 50% of 4K at 1080p here in the scene, there were slight dips when just walking around. This is where I listened to the tip of longtime developer Petatom, who you may know for fixing Dark Souls on PC, and I checked my PCIe bandwidth. Here I saw numbers which were half the amount I expected. My PC was running my GPU in 8x mode apparently, so I had a total of 10,700 megabytes per second of bidirectional bandwidth. So I switched my PCIe components around to ensure that PCI bandwidth was in X16 mode, therefore doubling it. Going back into the game, I could confirm in the benchmark that my GPU utilization issues were essentially fixed, and I saw massive performance increases. This is an oversight on my end, and it's my fault. But it is curious to me that this is the only time I have ever experienced this happening before. Even in Death Stranding, on this same game engine, the game does not suffer from these issues. So something that this game is doing in its rendering in the backend is requiring a large amount of PCIe bandwidth. So if you're having problems with performance that you do not understand, like I was not understanding, please ensure you're using as many PCIe lanes for your graphics card as you can. Even without this problem, the other weird frame time drops that I mentioned earlier are still going to happen. So 60 FPS is not really smooth in this game. If you want to try and do a locked 30 FPS, do not use the in-game FPS limiter. Setting that to 30 FPS actually limits the game to 29 FPS, but not just 29 FPS, rather 29 FPS with frame pacing problems. Still going to happen. So 60 FPS is not really smooth in this game. If you want to try and do a locked 30 FPS, do not use the in-game FPS limiter. Setting that to 30 FPS actually limits the game to 29 FPS, but not just 29 FPS, rather 29 FPS with frame pacing problems. So it will have 40 millisecond drops, but it will also inject occasional 16.6 millisecond frames in there as well. If you want to use the nuclear option of half refresh rate VSync for NVIDIA, this will work better, but you will still have long stutters like I mentioned earlier occasionally. Getting this game smooth was my biggest problem, and there's a lot here which is opaque and not immediately or intuitively obvious. For example, your choice of screen presentation will have a significant impact on performance. Turning on VSync in this game, as shown in the game benchmark, has a detrimental effect on the overall frame rate even though it appears to be triple buffered. And borderless windowed mode fares even worse on average. In other games, you would usually expect triple buffered VSync to give a very similar performance to VSync off in those situations where you're below your refresh rate. That's its entire purpose. But if you somehow avoided these issues that I had in Get in Game, you may notice other oddities. Like cutscene animations for characters, where character bodies move at arbitrary frame rates, but their facial movement is locked to 30 FPS. A bit like LA Noire. This gives an odd Wallace and Gromit-like look to the game's cinematics at times, and perhaps they should have just left them capped at 30
Wallace and
FPS.
Gromit a fucking
Another
claymate?
problem in cutscenes is how they were not authored around the idea of interpolated frame rates above 30 FPS. So in some cutscenes you can see characters warp around weirdly. Check out this camera cut from Alloy. It looks odd when the camera cuts if you notice. If you slow it down, you can see her character model warp over a number of frames backwards to a new position after the camera cut. In the game world itself though, 60 FPS can look rather good, excluding the new foliage interaction added for this PC version. In the original version, you could only see foliage interaction on the tall grass, but now it happens for all foot-height foliage and leafy plants. They move when you get near them now, but not like you may have seen in other games. They do this kind of strange deform, which looks a bit unnatural, and then this deformed animation occurs at 30 FPS, so moving around the grass and foliage can look a bit awkward and give the game a stuttery look at times. Tallgrass though still updates at arbitrary frame rates. Based upon these issues, going to the mid-range here is going to be quite an adventure. I utilized my optimized settings, which are just a tick above console settings at 1080p, in the in-game benchmark, and it gives us the impression that the AMD RX 580 could be near 60 FPS in this game at 1080p, and actually above it. It runs most of this benchmark here in excess of 60 FPS without VSync being engaged, and does not have much stuttering. If you look over on the GTX 1060 side here of the benchmark, you can see something else entirely. It runs the benchmark more than 30% slower than the RX 580 on average, and its frame time graph is just all over the place here. This is all at 1080p with just tiny bit higher settings than the consoles. But as I mentioned earlier in the review, the benchmark is okay to gauge performance perhaps in a coarse manner, but it's not representative of the game itself. Going into the first cutscene of the game, you see the immediate problems. We have the usual stutters I mentioned earlier in the review. The GPU performance drops in comparison to the benchmark. Here the AMD RX 580 is in the 50s or in the upper 40s at times throughout this initial cutscene, while the GTX 1060 is dropping down into the 40s and 30s. This occurs while the GTX 1060 is also showcasing more erratic frame times as well. Getting into the game itself though squashes all hope that you might have had. Just running this path here through the first open field of the game shows that something is not right at all. The AMD RX 580 here spends most of its time in the upper 40s and with some occasional highs into the 50 FPS territory. At the same time, the GTX 1060 here is running nearly 40% slower and hovering just around the 30 FPS line with erratic frame times and dips below 30 FPS. These settings here are just a pinch higher than console settings at 1080p.
This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Now, we're going to finish this video in a second, right? But I just want to say, right? I don't know what I want to say. Even if this game get patched, though, right? I just tweeted this. Even if this game get patched, which I'm sure it will. If the devs don't patch or whoever reported it, the community will probably patch it, right? But my OG point with all this shit is proven with this. And I just talked about it. Right? That's why exclusives matter. Shit like this, right? I digress.
Honestly, the GTX 1060 here is performing more like a base PS4 and not the PS4 Pro, which we often see the GTX 1060 easily triumphing over.
They just said this shit running like a goddamn base PS4. It ain't even running better than PS4 Pro. What the fuck is going on, man? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Let's rewind it again. I'm just gonna let it rock after this. Let's just rewind it one more time. Then we're gonna let it rock.
30 FPS. These settings here are just a pinch higher than console settings at 1080p. Honestly, the GTX 1060 here is performing more like a base PS4 and not the PS4 Pro, which we often see the GTX 1060 easily triumphing over. Getting to the end of this video, the summation is clear. This game can scale higher than the console versions for graphics and frame rate, but it is not doing it right at all. The divide between the GTX 1060 and RX 580 here is unreasonable and unheard of. And even then, the RX 580 is not exactly performing well as it should vis-a-vis the console versions. As a reminder, in other games, higher than console settings is easily possible at 1080p 60 or even 1440p 60 on the RX 580 or even GTX 1060. Death Stranding, for example, had both of these GPUs doing 1080p 60. And not worse than 1080p 30 like we see on the GTX 1060. On top of the general low GPU performance in this game across all cards, you have frame time stutters, not working settings, malfunctioning VSync, and a borderless windowed mode that doesn't really work, and other visual flaws.
I'm going to address what you just said, Trago.
No
I'm going to address what you
PC
said.
is going to be running
right?
this game at a locked 60 FPS, or even a locked 30 FPS. It is hard to imagine a game such as this, which was so polished in its PlayStation debut, is launching in such an unpolished state on PC. It seriously needs much more work to bring up the base performance across all GPUs so that it reflects the usual divide we see between PC GPUs and the consoles. As it is right now, even with the 35GB launch patch, none of the issues I mentioned in this review are fixed. It's a real disappointment. At the moment, we will be waiting to see how many of these issues can be fixed over time, and hopefully they all can be. And I'm pretty sure that Guerrilla Games also knows about all these issues now due to the reviews and the reactions. And until then, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel.
Man,
if you're already a subscriber, then please consider hitting that little bell in the corner to be informed as soon as Digital Foundry posts a video. If you want to see more in-depth coverage of games like this in the future and help us out, consider supporting us on Patreon to get years worth of Digital Foundry content available in high quality for download. If you want to talk to me about this version of Horizon Zero Dawn, write a comment below or follow me and Digital Foundry on Twitter. And as always, this is Alex, bidding you farewell und auf Wiedersehen.
All right, so now that we got that handle, right? We got that handle. Okay, now let me address something Trago said in the chat. He says Jack conveniently ignoring that Death Stranding had a great port despite using the same engine. Jack Moski Mask. Okay, this is my rebuttal to that, right? Death Stranding was always going to be a multiplayer. Okay, they knew it from the inception of development that this game was going to be a multiplayer, right? When they signed the deal, you're going to be exclusive for 6 months or whatever a year. This game was also so, and it is on the Decima engine, but you got to remember when they linked up, Horizon had already been made, right? So they've been improving the Decima engine, right? This game probably is not on the improved Decima engine, if they even did all that. You know what I mean? So this game is running on an older version of the Decima engine. That game, Death Stranding, was always intended to be on PC, right? That game was not designed to be only on PlayStation. You know what game was designed to be only on PlayStation? Horizon Zero Dawn. Have a good day, Trago. Let's see here. Send me something on Twitter. I'm about to... Well, let me see what you sent me on Twitter. I'm about to get up out of here, though. Let me see. Let me see. Where you at, Sonic? See, what I just told him. Hold on, somebody just asked me the same question. Jesus Christ. Let me just tell him what I just said. Let me respond in with the same shit I just told y'all. A lot of this shit just common sense, man. Alright, so let me respond to this guy real quick. Okay, there we go. Alright, now what did you send me, bro? I don't see nothing. Let's see here. I don't see it, bro. What you say, Sonic? I don't see it. I don't see it, fam. I don't see it, my guy. But if I find it out, I just have to tweet you or respond to it. I appreciate y'all for watching, man. This has been a great fucking... This has been great. Oh, if you can't find it, let me see. It's a... Damn, what the fuck? Hold on. So, you know that game, Aeon Must Die, that they just showed at the State of Play? It says, it's a tweet by Nabillion or whatever the fuck. It says, all Aeon Must Die devs quit the studio this week due to crunch and lack of payments, and the trailer was outsourced by artists without contracts. Why did y'all show that, bruh? Anyway, I'm finna get the fuck up out of here. Why did you show that? Why did you show that? Anyway, okay. Well, I guess I'm taking it off the watch list, I guess, okay? Oh, where's the chat at? I can't with these people, bro. Where the fuck is the restream chat at? I don't even see the restream chat anymore. I got too many windows open. I don't even see the restream chat anymore. I'm about to get up out of here anyway. Matter of fact, I could just put it up on my computer because I'm not. Oh my god. So I can't show y'all my sign-in information. Fuck all that. Anyway, man, I'm about to get up out of here. I appreciate y'all for watching. Let me make sure I acknowledge y'all donations. I might have missed some. Hannibal Barker donated and said, "Oh, what a difference. Ouch." Indeed. Respect My Mind donated and said, "LOL, PC dudes deserve this with all that talking and clowning they did. They needed to be humbled. LOL, I love this." Hannibal donated and said, "We need that 6-hour road trip Jack move on PSP tonight. Hopefully I don't got to take it there. Hopefully I ain't got to take it there. You know what I mean?" And that's all the donations. What was that, 4? Y'all really fuck with me, huh? Thank you. I feel like Ric Flair at this motherfucker. Listen, man. Appreciate y'all boys for watching. You know what I mean? Let me see. I'm gonna see if somebody's streaming. I'm gonna send y'all to somebody's stream, you know? Send y'all to somebody's stream. Let me see. You know what? It's Hardhead birthday, right? It's Hardhead birthday. I'm a Ray Hardhead. It's his birthday. Go wish Hardhead a happy birthday. Alright. I hope he's still streaming. He might not even still be streaming. But I'm about to get up out of here. I appreciate y'all for watching. Alright. See y'all on PSP tonight, I hope he's still man. Yeah, what it is. If Hardhead ain't streaming, go watch. Hey, Dr. Radio Rakeem. Appreciate that, fam. I said Dr. DJ Radio Rakeem. My bad. Appreciate it, DJ. Thank you, bro. Appreciate the donation. All right, we out, y'all. Go get Hardhead a follow. Tell him happy birthday. We out. Peace. Whoa. All right. All right, what this is. All right, you. I'll let y'all boys, man. I'll see y'all boys tonight, all right? Peace.